things, but they need to be able to get past that honeymoon phase and show us that it's honeymoon all the way through the year.
Well, time to see how good that manager, I suppose. So we're going to be heading inside the game in just a second, Michael. But you know what? I'm also going to pick up on your point over there about the T-side win rate sort of coming back. That's one of the great things about Counter-Strike, Michael. I also play Dota. I also keep an eye out on that. And it's like the patches come through and that's nice and all. But in a game like CS where patches, they come and then they're there for like a year and a half or so, you get to see teams adapt and figure their own stuff out as well. So that's always nice to sort of get on board with.
Well, kicking things off here with Nuke, of course, GamerLegion and Wisla Krakow in game number 1. And right now, starting T-side, Wisla are taking a very cautious step. Molotov's now raining through 15 seconds past that round and actually making an aggressive move to ramp.
Oh no, Zero's found the first of it here. Era's got the full setup, but Sobel and Goofy are still able to turn around. Era's missed shots are going to cost them. Rusty, in the meanwhile, quick sidestep, but he's overwhelmed. Sobel comes through and they're going to be able to take over this lower bomb site. Immer will make his way down under, but with the smoke segregated him from his teammate, he tries to move back and Isaac has got out the segregation. Now it's one of life and death, and that will be coming to Immer as well. Sparrow waiting right above those vents, waits for Immer. Just try and play around with this. Bombs can be planted. They've been loopy-dooed. They've been juked all around the map. And well, they've been back to the pistol.
Yeah, full-on hoodwinked. Ah, man, GamerLegion had a good setup for that as well. They did a little bit of a bait and switch there between ramp, getting fallback kills there from Rusty, but just coming away with that one less in the trades game just opens up the opportunities there for Visuals to double back. Really good call all in all. And you could see GamerLegion, even with a pretty good understanding of how they might play out that pistol, just unable to really do anything about it if they're not getting those kills. It seems like Ime might escape with his life. Maybe, just. Oh, they're coming.
Yeah, there is also that thing where you probably don't want to just live with that life. Whoa. The Kevlar isn't worth that much in just giving the extra money to the T-side. I think on certain... I actually think it's slightly map dependent. When I've thought about this more, Michael, because obviously we had this conversation a lot towards the end of last year. I think that on certain maps where utility on the terrorist side is significantly more important, I'm not entirely sure if I agree with it in there more. So, even in an anti-force spy on the T-side, you want to have those extra flashes and whatnot. But now Jedka, he's got the extra speed. He's rushed in onto the A-bomb site. Trade's going either way, but it's a 3-on-3 and the upper bomb site has been occupied.
See if any of these visual guys go hunting. Really no need to. Extra armor for him. It actually matters slightly, but his teammate's not having quite as much success as he was on the Deagle. Goofy, but yeah, just way too difficult. Actually did finish off the kill. Seems like Era just ran out, fired off a shot. A little Hail Mary, a little parting gift. Once again, a bit of a save. And yeah, I think there's definitely merit to the claim. Like, just give up, the stat. Let them get those kills, whatever. It's not that important, and it ultimately gives them less money. But there's a mental game to play here as well. You don't want to bleed into their confidence like, we completely dominated this pistol round. Sometimes that kill that got away is just as annoying.
See, but Michael, I've got the perfect solution. Throw your pistol away and run at them with a knife out.
Ah, real mental warfare.
Yeah, because you're saying, hey, we don't care if you won the pistol round and kill all of us. We're going to get you later anyway.
Yeah, you were just lucky.
Yeah, Michael, I'm telling you, man, I've got to be an in-game leader one day.
I look forward to seeing your team in the top 500.
I like how much faith you have in me, Michael. My mother definitely does it. That being said, though, GamerLegion on a... not exactly a full eco, but they've definitely kept some change in their pocket to go get some ice cream afterwards.
Come on,
What kind of ice cream do you like, Michael?
That's a tough one. I think salted caramel anything. I'm down.
Okay. You had peanut butter ice cream?
I haven't, no.
It's pretty good. Like, I was very pleasantly surprised. There's a new ice cream shop that opened up nearby recently.
I mean, it sounds
by recently, I mean 2 years ago. It is amazing. Some of the best ice cream I've ever had.
Hell
that being said, though, Wisla probably aren't happy about the fact that they now have 4v5 and they still have zero information on where these CTs are.
Well, they kill through the smoke, far fence, so, they try and rattle off some shots, see if they get a trade. No cigar. And that A-bomb side, not exactly the healthiest of prospects. If it is an A-sided stack with these pistols, a little dangerous. No kill on Era. Some information that there's progress being made here by Wisla. And this flank from Zero, ooh, might miss the timing.
He barely just does. Isaac's down as well, and with this, rotation's going to be coming in a little bit late towards that upper bomb site. You've got Mini smoked off. Rusty's the only one who can actually come in through vents, and everyone knows what going up vent solo is. It's a suicide mission.
Yeah, it's all clear and all nice and breezy here for Wisla. After that timing's missed, there's no real way back in for the round for GamerLegion. Kind of cute, you know. They'd like to push some aggression, especially after that kill, and I think at least recognize that Wisla were resetting in some capacity, but this wasn't a round we were too hyped up on GamerLegion winning. Wisla doing a good job of keeping things nice and calm, even when they lose that untraded duel, just finding a way to re-navigate.
I remember when the first time I saw someone saving an Inferno with near the bomb site, my mind was just blown, like, oh my god, you can be so close to the bomb as well. They barely take any damage. Oh, could have been very dangerous to actually retreat now back from outside the lobby as well. With the pistols outside, the economy could have really been scratched up, which investing into AKs that early could have come back to bite them. But because the CT side is unable to punish now, they've built up a nice little baseline. And this round will be deciding a lot of how the next few rounds should be going up out of narrow.
Yeah, uncontested in that as well. So if they do decide to go for some of this outside control, expect Era to have a bit of free reign. These smokes are down, but he's above it.
Oh, solid position to be for this set of smokes, but Sparrow's just sniped him out with an AK. Why not? Rusty's going to be finding one before being traded out, but they've given up full outside control as well as the man advantage in that process.
Aye. That's not what you want to see from an AWPer first round, being caught a little bit on the jump up. I think recognizing his opportunity a little late. Had he been ready on the angle, should have been an easy shot. Good pick for Wisla and a lot of space to work with. And with the amount of time that's left, it's really on GamerLegion to find an answer back. With Isaac actually getting both kills over towards Secret. That's the bomb now exposed. Wisla, this is not how you want things to go, considering you had that advantage to play off of. You had all this space, you had all this time, and now suddenly it's a bomb recovery mission.
They've still got some time to work with at the very least, but really does feel like they've dropped the ball more than a little bit in this regard. Now Imma also nearby. Snatchy's going to be trying to play off of this flashbang, quickly jumping around that corner, picks up the smoke to hide out the bomb. Imma's still around the vicinity. So you'll see the... Oh no, he's missed out the bomb. He's missed out the bomb, but he jumps right back.
How does he miss every shot? Seemed like somebody should have connected at some point or another, but Snatchy is so elusive.
Sparrow's still down on the lower bomb site though, and he's made a bit of noise as he's dropped down, gets the first kill as well, brings it back to a 2-on-2.
Gotta speed up.
Smoke down to be able to try and get the bomb plant in, but Imma, he has a chance to bring the round back, and that's exactly what he'll be doing. Sparrow's not got time to get the plant in. And although he's going to rush over, no, might just barely have it. He's dialing in the digits, and he's got it right at the cusp. Sparrow. Now a 1-on-1. Zero thought that they had the round in the bag, but the speed allowing him to get it down. Sparrow waits for Zero to make his move. He's got all the time to play with. The doors opened in his face. He's got the timing perfectly played. Zero is down. What a way to get it done.
Oh, man. The time, I wasn't convinced that he had time, and you could see Zero, I think, had that exact same idea, was playing safe, hoping that he couldn't get that bomb down, but then the fact that he's played so far and so passively, it almost allows complete reign for Spirit to reposition however he wants to as well in that post plant. The fact that the one door was blown open as well instead of both only made things more difficult as well for the retake.
That's so rare as well, the single door.
Yeah, I mean, the nade, how do you control that explosion?
There's probably some sort of lineup that, you know, God B or someone came up with at some point.
Did they use that? It is kind of mental. Visual successes continue. Some of that late round ability. Not from the players we were talking about in the pregame, but Spiro does it still.
Oh no, man. Spiro and Snatcher are definitely my two candidates for the late round.
Mm-hmm. I think we really isolate Snatchy because of his experience. I think he's got like a cool head on his shoulders, and so even if he's maybe not contributing, just clear comms. You got this, bro.
Oh. First kill on the outside area, but he's not ready for the staggered trade to come through. Jedka's able to swing out and get that one down, and with that, the last M4 has been lost as well. They've still got pistols to try and make this contentious, and with the utility running slightly dry on Wisla and time running even drier, there is still a chance of an upset over here.
Don't fall victim to this.
Perfect position. Sobo walks in. He's got the first trying to peek out, but Goofy's already sidestep him. Is somehow found as Goofy adjusts his aim, but he can't adjust his position in time. Era will find the kill through the smoke, and as they've dropped down under, they will have evaded both CTs and their aggression coming through. With 10 seconds, once again, it will be a late bomb plant, but nowhere close to the hairline that was offered before. That hairline, though, is the gap right now. Jedka has lost his teammate, and now he has to play this clutch out all alone. Two flashes, neither of which will be used right outside the doors. Jedka will have to be making the move in. There's only one rifle on the enemy side, so maybe Jedka can prevent the trade from coming in. Oh, he's gone! Jedka doesn't have a chance. Zero hits the shot midair.
Oh, man. I can't believe that from Era. So much patience as well, walking down that ladder in pursuit of those two players that dropped. You could see that when they're primed on that ult, Snatchy's not even really looking for it. Expects them to make some sort of noise, you know, jiggle peek, pre-fire the angle, something to give an indicator that that flank or that rotation from the CTs was going to come through. And it's just an easy kill for the 2-on-1. Had Snatchy been a little bit more aware of that possibility, how close they were by on that CT side, doesn't play that position out, but then just playing the trades, it's a really difficult round for Visual to win, so great job from GamerLegion pulling it through. Finally a first round on board, and Era's already looking to change things up with this ult to start things off, playing close to that smoke outside, and doesn't see a glimpse, doesn't catch a sliver of these Visual players. Okay, just missed out on the timing, and Spira is still just keeping things in check. Again, these defaults from Visual, it's hard to say how much we're going to see of this throughout the half. Not really sure where we're seeing damage being taken from, but
yeah, how is Goofy taking?
Yeah, that was a bit of a head scratcher for me.
Well, he's dead now, so he's been here before, but this time late round with only one player to deal with. Sparrow, no headshots for you.
He's gotta be pissed.
Who wouldn't be in that situation now? They're heading down towards ramp. Zero is still holding around, and with Era here to accompany, Zero's death might be avenged very soon, but it's a shot to the leg, not to the heart. Era unable to do much about it, and with Sobol getting quick control of double doors, the bomb plant is at the very least guaranteed. There's still a quick rotation coming over from Squeaky, but it will not be planted in a way where it's susceptible to a quick demise.
8 to 12, so Snatchy gets out for free after getting that bomb down. They can play so close together here on the other side. Oh, but turn the wrong direction at the wrong moment. Ime catching players behind, and Snatchy full flashed. Ime just capitalizes. Jedker already exposed, found out. Oh, just too quick on the trades. Ime with all the 3 that's needed for the retake there for GamerLegion. Another late round success for them.
That's a really messy post run coming out though from the Wisla side. The fact that they've got Snatchy in that position where he can actually keep an eye out on double doors, and then they completely neglect the vent and stairs side. I don't know what's going on there, but maybe they just thought it's too late for Wisla to be coming in from the vent side in that situation. But just definitely a strange call over there.
Yeah,
one that's going to cost them.
Some super upsetting stuff, I think, for Visual in that round. You know, the fact that Era's allowed to get away with sitting on top garage when if there's somebody on top of the white container, or I guess silo.
Mushroom.
Yeah. Well, just trying to rush things down the vent, and it's a slaughterhouse. Just stop.
Not one of the nice ones either. They weren't allowed to graze first. Chop apart. Oh, Snatchy though. He's fighting back, and the livestock have got guns, Michael.
They're fighting back.
Oh, bombs drop down as well. They should be able to get a plant in over here. Snatchy's running out of bullets, but Sparrow's not running out of opportunities. He's got himself a quick one, and now with the door opened as well, if anyone was rushing past to try and get that quick frag, they would have been in for an unpleasant surprise. Zero and Rusty deciding to conglomerate their forces instead of rushing in after him, but Sparrow's now got an op.
Open hand and they're split.
He's moved, he's been spotted, but Sparrow's missed the chance, missed the shot, and now missed out on the round. Wisla, they did have an opportunity to be able to get a quick force buy victory there with a few kills that Snatchy had found, but that's one miss too many.
Just about best case scenario you could expect for a 1v2 clutch, right? If they're not in great positions to trade things out, you deal with that first player and then you could just simply play the time. You can be super elusive as well through those doors and control room. You could have wrapped towards decon. So many different options in the clutch if Spiro hits that shot. But alas, GamerLegion, again, finding these opportunities to keep, albeit 1, 2, and 2 players alive in these sort of clutch rounds over towards that B-bomb site. Visual have been able to get down there pretty consistently. It's about, like you said, not getting into these scrappy post plants and maybe not losing track of where they're going to be exposed from.
Aras pushing in, but Sobald got him. Zero is there for the trade and recovery of the AWP. At the very least, but with Rusty found out and outside as well, taking that full contested shot into a long-range Marshmallow find is never going to be fun.
Hadn't really seen Visual go on Marshmallow too frequently this half already, but I think because of that one round from Era, they decided, like, yeah, we're just going to play this a bit more bog standard.
Oh, Emma. Looked like that should have been a couple of kills going his way, but he definitely doesn't know where Goofy is. Goofy's made the noise. Goofy's made the noise, but even so.
Is it just baiting him in? Was that the play the whole time?
It's just mind games and mind games, Michael. If Goofy was losing a pistol round, I know he'd throw away the pistol.
Oh god, made noise on the ladder. Snatchy just barrel stuffs him. 1v3 for 0? Don't think likely.
Well, maybe if there's an opportunity to stop
Planning
the bomb from
front
being planted. Jedka right outside. Bomb's been dropped and Zero's found his window.
And down the vents we go. Yeah, as soon as they recognize that, they're just close enough together where even if he decides to swing, they hear Zero reloading as well, so it's extra safe, and Goofy just has the vents covered. No problem. They knew exactly where he was. Don't need to clear the bomb site. Don't need to worry about ramp. That fast rotate, completely denied. And this is one of the...
You actually did a lot of damage to Goofy there on the drop.
Yeah, it can be very hard. You know, you're reacting to them, but they can just come down pre-firing. This is one of the difficulties about GamerLegion winning in these rounds where they have 1 or 2 players surviving, is that their money hasn't been able to be built up too suitably. We haven't seen a full A-side attack or like defense yet from GamerLegion either, because Visual are making it scrappy.
And obviously, Michael, this point could have come a lot earlier for GamerLegion had they not actually won out that round where they were on a force buy. Or rather a half buy, not even a full force buy. So if not for that one, GamerLegion would have had their economy broken significantly earlier on. So for them to not have been able to preserve their money despite that boon that they were granted is definitely a cause for concern.
There was a time where I was almost convinced that Nuke had become T-sided.
Yeah, and I told you, I just told you were completely wrong.
I mean, you know, I had Devil Walk with me. Like, he was in that camp. I was like, yeah,
you know what?
You know, the win rates are...
You know what other camp Devil Walk was in? Michael, FBX, and you saw how that turned out, okay?
Yeah.
Nah, man, much love to the FBX project. Really did like those players.
Yeah, they've all gone on to find their own...
That was Zen, I believe.
Yep. Still in the ether.
I'm telling you, man, Zen's going to be such a fire addition to whatever team he ends up joining. Absolute beast he is.
Havu, have you thought about it?
I'm going to ignore that one.
It wasn't even really a pun. I was just, you know, just...
Okay, I thought you were saying have you.
I mean, it was that as well, but it wasn't really the crux of the message.
Hey, man, I'm just saying I could definitely see him on a team like Mousesports and whatnot as well one day. But that being said, back to a buy from GamerLegion. One without the garage op of Era. Hell, without any op of Era.
I really wonder how he tries to activate in this round. Spear is so much faster through main. Oh god, they're not looking for it at all, and so GamerLegion get caught out. It could have been so much worse with the pacing there from Spear, but the rest of the team are compensating, just jumping through, and that A-site collapse. GamerLegion have fully hit the deck, but there's suddenly a glimpse, a small hope. Rusty, a double out of nowhere, and Goofy's already low.
was about to say that it doesn't need to be a late round if you're going in that early, but Rusty ensures that there will be. A 1-on-2 with both players separated, very similar to what we saw earlier on from Sparrow, but this time Rusty has not got anyone making the aggression happen towards him. Instead, he's just going for a straight defuse attempt, doesn't even quite tap the bomb, he doesn't have a kit, and he knows the time is run out. Now Snatchy only has one thing left to do, and that is to put him to rest, but T-Side's going to be taking a slight hit to their money for that one. They're pretty comfortable regardless after that previous round, but even so, GamerLegion, you know, getting caught out completely by that very fast-paced play from Sparrow.
Yeah, I really like the change of pace there from Wisla. You could see GamerLegion just got a little too comfortable with some of the timings that Wisla were liking to take, especially towards outside and, you know, maybe these small little probing plays towards ramp. This time, they're caught reloading, spamming smokes. Maybe they're communicating between each other as well at that far vent position. And so it's ultimately Spiro. He's making noise outside, but it's hard to hear for the GamerLegion players. And maybe having a good read as well on the fact that Era wouldn't have that AWP, you know, wouldn't have a good aggressive line to make sure that outside couldn't be taken for free. A lot of factors, and Wisla have made the right call regardless. Even if things did get a little hairy, you know, maybe they would have added a main smoke if they had thought someone makes that late round rotate.
Especially that fast, you know.
Yeah, he was quick.
I think, however, right now, well, Rusty was quick again, quick to his death, Michael, and so is the rest of his team apparently. Era eager to join his team in the grave. He said it's quite a party in the afterlife. Hades does provide some sick beats. That's Greek mythology.
Is it? Yeah. Is that canon?
Yeah. Hades is like
the sickest producer you've ever heard
there. Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think all, you know, these people like Skrillex and whatnot just sound so demonic?
I don't think you're onto something.
Well, Arizona Snatch's case, once again, he's found the pick on outside after that initial failure. He's been quite good at that.
Little angle change. Certainly a chance. Fear's not taking any gambles. Just throwing util.
Gaze into the flashbang.
They have dropped the player down the vents, and for now, GamerLegion haven't really made much of a move. I think there has been some information called upon that there could have been a timing taken. Sobel's wrapping outside, and they're still making some noise in that escape from Garage. Sobel's a little late.
Oh, Sparrow's been found. That's a big one. Wisla so far have not been all that hot to trot in these late rounds, Michael. We called it before, despite that they are on 8 rounds, which is pretty damn impressive already, but they'd like to maybe chase after the double digits.
Good awareness. Rusty full clears outside. He was very noisy. Sobel's trying to make this wrap, and yeah, he's gone.
Great stuff. This is where a lot of times teams will get really scared of getting aggressive and whatnot, and they turtle in, they can get caught out. You know, in that situation, you could have seen Era just going down there. Rusty just says, you know what? If Dora can do it, so can I. Goes around exploring the entire map, finds himself a quick pick-off, and that's what really just guarantees them a clean round win. It's not one that they've had many of, but it's one they desperately need if they want to close this one out with 6 or 7 rounds.
Yeah, and can you say map? Because this guy was literally just pacing everywhere. Like, he's getting onto the outside lobby flank, and Wisla had just no indicators, no surveying beacons that could relay that information. So I think as well, maybe a bit of an indicator when they go into that late round scenario where Rusty's able to rotate main very quickly. I think you might expect, especially as this half plays out in its latter stages, these next couple of rounds, that Rusty is going to continue that mobility, because right now it's finding these opportunities for Wisla to effectively get pulled into deeper chaos before they can even pick a bomb site.
Looks like it might just be a fast A hit coming in over here. Snatchy is coming out. Snatchy's made his way down the vents already, and with that much space being gained, good luck to you, Rusty, making your way over. Oh, double jump misses. They're both trying to speed up by a quick head bump, but unfortunately becomes a head bang instead. That's a fast climb.
These guys are exploiting us on the default. Let's just keep on keeping on. You know, just pick up the pace so they don't even get a chance to make that read. 5-on-4, now a 3. Jedker's really low, and they're trying to wrap him in, but it's an AWP that's flanking him, so really, really slow on this trade. Jedker might have even heard the scope as well, so could escape in time. Era's just wasted so much time.
And Jetka's even got to use that critical smoke in that position as well. If they start to pursue, it's going to be so problematic. They've got the AWP as well. Rusty falls to his death, actually. And Snatchy, in the meanwhile, scoring Isaac. He won't be re-peeking, so Era can't even get a chance. He's chasing after Ghost. They're never going to come to him. And Snatchy comes right here with a roundhouse.
Oh, my days. Watching that from Era's perspective, like, you could see the frustration. It's like, he's indoor. Wait, he's down the vents. I just can't see this guy. Absolute phantom. I don't know, how does Rusty die to fall damage? That's my big question mark. You know, they're heavy on the lower side of the map. Where do you die?
Maybe it's a Molotov that he maybe
must
himself or
have
naded
been
himself,
something like that.
I just assumed it's fall damage.
If you do kill yourself with utility, you should show up with the icon. That's the next quality of life thing, I think. Oh my god, Sybil snuck down and they have no idea. They legitimately have no clue.
He could just unravel the entire fabric of the CT side defense with this position, depending on how he plays. And with 0 dead as well, they've got full ramp control. No one's over here to contest them beyond it. Snatchy's already got his AWP, trying him with the Molotov down. They can proceed down as well. Sobol, good luck rotating down vent. You've only got 1 point of access.
You know where
Rusty's already using it, and they know exactly what's going on over here. Smoked off the double doors, and Rusty's caught in between a rock, a hard place, and 2 more rocks.
I mean, how are these players going to even link up? There's just no capability for that. They're actually moving to save already, and Rusty cannot escape that information. Too vital. Man, as if Sobol's able to pull off that play. There's a small gap in that vent smoke, but because the player that's sitting close to it is deploying another smoke, it seemed like that just lapse in concentration on that little pixel that could have spotted him out is all that Sobol and Wisla needed. Double digits T side. I was kind of expecting a better performance here from GamerLegion, especially. I think some of their later reactions have looked a little good, but now they're just spending a little too long, it seems, just clearing out lobby and dealing with these lurks, because Visual have been able to kind of get away with what they want to when they haven't been getting punished on these defaults, not losing 1 or 2 of these players early. You don't have somebody that can sort of push those boundaries much further. That's what Rusty's been trying to facilitate. But if Visual just pick up the pace and they can get players in advanced positions, then the GamerLegion just don't stand a chance.
This is looking really rough over here. If GamerLegion, I mean, I don't even want to say if GamerLegion lets Wisla get 11, because honestly, at this point, you've got double digits on T side. You are very happy with that, especially with how well Snatchy has been playing in particular. Definitely had some standout moments.
I could see another fast main wrap as well with Spiro. Be a nice way to hammer in the dominance that they've faced so far. Big amount of utility being expended outside. Rusty just catching a glimpse and a couple sound cues, but can't quite track down the audibles. Oh god, he's going to do it. Yeah, no shot.
Well, that's all one advantage yet you should have been giving up on GamerLegion. Rusty's been so influential, so instrumental in keeping that map control, but now he's exploited. Isaac is going to be double swung into. They're already there. Isaac crouched down right when they were swinging. And 0, sure, he's good for 1. That's nice and all, but good for 1 won't be mattering. At this rate, they've still got plenty of utility as well. Molotov to flush him out into 1 angle. Tagged up, grenade in his face, and that nade will be dodged out, but more and more time going their way. Imma's finally able to get 1 as he's also swinging in, but Jedka uses this chance to now press forward. A flashbang to go by. He's fully blind, but Era's gone as well. They're both funneled in from ramp. They can't do anything, but they have to make a move. They just don't know where to go. They're paralyzed right now, and in that paralysis, Jedka will end their misery. 11 secured, and we're off to a break. See you very soon. Straight back into the action we go. Wisla have dominated that first half from T-Town with Michael Yumi Cassidy. Michael, GamerLegion not looking too hot.
No, not what we expected at all, but oh, great way to start things out at the minute. A little bit of an awkward fight from main to door, and they're actually progressing onto this A side.
Goofy's gonna have to adjust, but those dualies maybe just slowing down his hands a little bit more, Michael. You know, all that extra weight, extra pistol makes sense. Can't swing in time.
Gotta click twice as fast as well.
That's true, actually. It's very annoying. It's one of the reasons why I do not like the Tech 9 on 64 Tech either.
Yeah, someone give me a full auto mode.
Oh, is that a flashbang lineup coming through over here? Coming in with a quick pump. Ball trying to push straight out, but unable to find any kills. And Imba is just taking care of everyone on the bomb side itself. GamerLegion do at the very least find the pistol.
Yeah, one of those difficult rounds where they just get steamrolled a little too early there on the side of Wisla, so they can't really properly set up for the retake scenario. If they were playing a little bit more defensively on that bomb site, maybe they could have facilitated a flash play like that, but you see GamerLegion weren't really having any of it. Playing very defensive. As soon as that flash popped, that's when they decide to swing right after.
Oh, Snatchy's been able to spot out the quick crossover and a tag in the middle as well. Why not? Imma will not be too happy about that one. Will be dissuading him from his aggression a little bit. Rusty trying to make his way over quickly, but no victims to be found for this Shumpin Mac 10. He does go for the elevated angle, but once again unable to connect. Sparrow can run to safety. Cover from those fighter pilot Mac 10s coming in.
Oh, no real need for them to go to have the potential for the heaven flank. Jedker getting one and getting traded. We do have that extra info to work off of. Rusty to make sure that they cannot get up the ladder, and he's just making it so difficult for them to do anything in this position. Rusty, such a nuisance.
Yeah, I could have definitely seen that getting a little bit worse had Jedka found those kills down and lower. First one goes in a headshot. Second one's only got 31 HP, but Wisla, not quite as fortunate as that. GamerLegion will now be able to continue forward, try and steamroll through, build some more economy. And this should be a freebie for the terrorist side.
I'm not quite ready to count my chickens just yet. Little scary move there for Snatch. You had to duck under the potential. Breaking those vents, making them paranoid about someone lingering inside of it. There's no bursting place for GamerLegion. Zero is just probing with this Mac 10 and off angle here for Jedker. Not enough.
Yeah. Speaking of chickens, Michael, I did actually, I don't know if I mentioned this to you before or not, but I've been going on a bit of a food journey these days on content. There's a very interesting kind of egg that was sort of specifically curated from, you know, lots of species and whatnot that's in Japan, where the egg is very sweet and you basically crack it open, you pop it out raw onto some rice and you have it like that because it's practically pre-cooked and tastes really, really good like that. So just very interesting. The things people come up with for food, man.
Really sweet eggs, huh? Yeah, never really...
Like, not... It's supposed to be like a... You know, like how waffles are sweet but savory? Sort of like that. From what I understand,
like
very
like
limited.
A katsudon or something, but it's not... Don't know, yeah. Whether or not I've got the right specifics, I'm not going to pretend to be cultured enough to recognize it.
I saw it on a BuzzFeed video, so neither am I. Rusty, however, has found Snatchy. That is a quick demise for Snatchy.
Where's the calm?
And with... He did make a fair bit of noise dropping down as well, in all fairness.
Yeah, loud step. Probably one of the loudest single audibles a player can make is that thump down the vents, but maybe there was a grenade kind of going off at around the same time. Again, sometimes comms could be cluttered at the start of these rounds about what their plans are. Maybe Snatchy just saying, I'm going to rotate, I'm going to get to fight red early. Getting caught out by it. Yeah, a lot of good damage on the exchange, but they already have a little bit of a presence towards this lower side here on the side of Wisla.
Sobel's a big man, but he's not had too many big moments in this map. So far, at the very least, but with 50 seconds and a train coming his way, maybe he can be the one to stop it from going forward, but something tells me this isn't the railway, children. You run around with red in front of a train, you might be red pretty soon yourself. Sobel now watches out for these players coming his way, finds the first, does have time to adjust for the second, but Isaac wins the duel straight out. Sparrow couldn't assist him fast enough, and he's caught out by the flank as well. A 1-on-4 where it may be advisable to save, but advice that cannot be followed anymore because Goofy's dead.
Man, great work there from GamerLegion. Not only just being able to apply some pressure, but you could see in so many of these fights, Visual are getting flanked out by positions they're not even expecting. So the fact that GamerLegion, much like Visual on their T side, kind of got into the vents for free in that particular round, there needs to be some solid communication between that main and potential ramp player or quick B rotate if there is going to be success on the CT side, lest we see another T-sided half. Both of these teams have similar issues. CT side does not look too pretty.
Maybe this is a chance for Wisla to be able to pull off what GamerLegion did themselves and just get one of those Deagles only kit rounds, and that's a good start to things. Not quite so much of a good follow-up for Wisla, especially when they lose Jedka out with the 2 right through the smoke. Yeah, this is just falling apart on this side. I've always thought, Michael, that at some point or the other, on the CT side of certain maps, and obviously this is less applicable with the economy changes of the M4 and whatnot, I've always thought that it might just be worth it to go for full ecos more. Like, you can probably squeeze out another 2 or 3 buy rounds in a map, and when the enemy team has just had like 3 rounds in a row where they've saved a lot of money, probably don't care too much about their money.
Yeah, I think it's just about, like, especially in scrims, whether you pull off force buys like this. Is there a frequency that works? And all that. Certainly it was a bit of a chance there for Spiro had he landed another headshot, but more and more difficult once they knew where he was. These rounds are just faster from GamerLegion. Even if though they're not really taking sort of super aggressive pacing, it almost feels like when as soon as that bomb gets down, the timer after it is like half the appropriate amount for Visual to actually re-enter the site because of how GamerLegion are spreading out around the map. These will be the first step towards a confident defense here for Visual. GamerLegion can very easily take the lead or tie it at the very least.
They've been good about the damage, you know, getting a bullet in here and there. Unfortunately, Michael. And I'm not going to make that joke, never mind.
But here's the problem, right? Like, they've triple smoked outside. They've made some presence towards that red container. Somebody had to rotate B, and the one player that has to do it is the main rotate, which is the main supportive player between both of these bomb sites. Should Spiro die here, the round's basically done. And now there's just a position where Visual are kind of forced to save, I would expect.
Sachi has at least made his way over.
Got there in time.
Speedy. Very speedy. Smoke's not going to be deterring him either. He's still got good sightlines in. Era at least finds Goofy, but Sachi has an opportunity to drop the bomb. One that he's taken. Zero is there with the flank, but Sobol's been given a bit more space. Problem is that space still is guarded off by an AWP, and that is being held by Era's hands. If he misses out his chance, Era's looked away.
Bad timings.
Oh, he's backed off. Sobol might have this courtesy of that, but they peek out. Zero's being careful just in case, and Jedka will have to save. GamerLegion have been very good about having a late lurk coming in through ramp and just always boxing in, combining that 2-pronged attack. It's not something that teams are able to get away with that often, because you're generally responded on by like aggression to lobby or something where, you know, then your late lurk just becomes useless and you're fighting up against an opera in ramp, which is very difficult, to say the least.
Well, it's as well, like,
but
the Wisla sort of rotates aren't premeditated in those fights. The fact that main player has to leave, then the ramp player has to almost effectively react to what's going on, because if he doesn't get those kills, right, if Snatchy doesn't pick one off on the cross, it doesn't drag an additional player into the bomb site there for GamerLegion, so you can't rotate down the vents either. It felt like there was like this cascading set of dominoes that was set back upright by Snatchy having a couple of those kills to make it even competitive. Otherwise, GamerLegion just dominate that round.
This could be another one of those rounds where GamerLegion just dominates, but Snatchy, what a shot! Honestly, didn't know what hit him.
Yeah.
He was fully primed as well.
It's gonna be priority number 1 to pick up that fallen weapon. Picks it up. Reposition. Oh my.
Okay. Reasonable.
That's a violation.
What is this plot armor coming in?
I can't believe it.
Jedka's also in a perfect position to be able to stop anyone from coming into mini, so Imma might just be caught out completely as his back is turned. He's not expecting Jedka to be here so late into the round. And now that Jedka's made his way over, being fully undiscovered, Rusty is fully out in the open. Spotted out, brought down, and hey man, I guess GamerLegion had one of these rounds too, so Wisla can as well, even if theirs is definitely a little bit more ridiculous.
Yeah, it's all fair. All right, you get one, we get one. Little lifelines. Free B, maybe? Oh my god. Oh, error. 4-3. Didn't spot it. Just in his peripheral vision, Spiro was looking backwards as he ascended the ladder. Very realistic, of course. I will say as well, just it has been a joy to watch the amount of players that have incorporated fast ladder climbing and doing so silently as well on T and
I know
CTs.
I know you definitely nerd out about that.
I love that it's just become kind of an accepted standard or norm. Like if you don't do it effectively, you're making a bit of a misplay to some degree. It's just these little efficiencies that can sometimes win you rounds. And there was a time when people would still go up the ladder forward, and you know there might even still be players that linger that do that, and it upsets.
I remember when I still remember when Rops, everyone called it the Rops movement, where he just ran up really fast and just speed ran down straight to mini. So it looked really cool.
Yeah. Like such an aggressive line. How dare he?
Yeah. Sparrow, however, thinking Arrow might actually notice him going down. Yep, Molotov straight into his feet. Sparrow, you don't have a smoke, buddy. Dead to rights, cremated on the way out as well.
Oh, that's so unfortunate there for Spiro. He thought he'd gotten away scot-free, but as soon as that Molotov comes in, it just confirms the little paranoia. Oh, Era's having a hell of a round already. The early spotting and finding a secondary kill afterwards. Sure, they've lost 0 all the meanwhile in this lobby aggression here from Vizsla, but now clear access can be taken towards his lower site, and unless Vizsla commit heavy resources, actually 2 players make their way down those vents. This is about as good an adaptation as they can make to meet GamerLegion head-on.
Goofy and Jedka are still in the vicinity, so this crossfire could make things problematic. Imma is going to move forward. He spots him out initially. He's got the first. Jedka's sloppy on the spray, and he can't make it quick enough to switch out for the second. Also can't provide enough chaos. It has to be Sobor all alone. Molotov is late. Bomb can be planted. And it is so. Flashbang straight down under. Blinded out Rusty, and he's got some space for himself to work with. But in a 1-on-2, both players now huddled into Decon. Billball's in a difficult position, and as he drops down, Arrow brings him down. Michael, that round, the way it started off, I mean, obviously, Sparrow's death is not quite fantastic, but the Molotov, the credit card as well, they played with that garage player. Arrow was fully primed in onto a hairline angle, knowing that the garage player is going to have to come through there, take the quick peek as well, especially if it's an AWP. They get that kill. That was a lovely little micro setup from GamerLegion.
Yeah, effectively push-pulling him specifically, because he's probably getting yelled at to try and help Spiro as best as he can, and then as soon as he realizes his vision's cut off, next necessary angle, try and get a trade. So just something to equalize the numbers. But everywhere he went, just another piece of utility meets him. Some really good early and mid-round setups, I think, so far from GamerLegion. When I think in the pregame, I was really just talking about some of the executes I like to pull through, but especially with how this game is played out, the ways in which GamerLegion were winning on their CT sides was if they're getting a couple of these opening engagements or a couple of these opening picks. I think they've given enough respect to Vizsla's sort of end game product that they're willing to take these fights a little faster. So it does come down to whether these players hit those shots or not. Both teams have been able to get away with a fair bit, especially on these vent lurks, but now Ime beating past the smokes on the timing. Nobody was there to spot that on the side of Vizsla. They still throw a reactionary molly because they have Snatchy down on the lower side already.
Oh, Ime doesn't actually proceed forward, though. And Snatchy's got the full information on that, so Sobel has to be very careful as they're coming in. He might even be thinking of getting aggressive as it could be a lobby pop in, but he's heard the grenades coming his way. Sobel's going to turn around with the MP9, has to be good for at least one, but he misses the timing. 0 turns and keeps an eye out. Sparrow as well, forced off, but as he's doing so, GamerLegion have once again found the man advantage, something that was stellar in round after round, but Snatchy's here to trade.
Late lurk with the ult. Make sure that Sphero can't flank these players out on ramp, but Snatchy's already on the bomb site with the rest of his team. Player on top of the site, though, 0 not being traded out. Snatchy has to take Sanctuary in that smoke. There's 3 players close enough by to contain him, but he escapes. Gets his way back through Decon. The vents, though, occupied, and no one was coming down this other side. Imma traps him to even get away from that ladder. Nicely done once again there from GamerLegion, finding the entry they needed, but even with them losing out on that early pick towards Decon, it's not enough presence there from Wisla to contest the bomb site, so Wisla still have to worry about all of these potential flanking players. I think both teams, sometimes we see teams just go like very execute heavy. These lurks don't often pull off, or they just always sit in the lobby vent rotate angle. Both have been very tricky about their lurking players.
And you have to give credit. Oh, well, Sparrow's found and Sobel's damaged, but you have to give a lot of credit to GamerLegion for the fact that they are now, you know, in a very similar position where they were putting the enemy team in, where, you know, the ramp lurk is what could still just completely rip them apart, but then Era's there for the late lurk. He's not going aggressive. He's not sort of holding down angles, even though the option is very much close. But speaking of weight, Snatchy, crucial misses, and that's a Deagle body change coming into play. We don't always see that necessarily, but yeah.
Yeah, that's real pain. Looked like it could have been a sitter. Had no idea he was there.
And it's spelling the 13th for GamerLegion, which will be their first time to be in the lead this entire game. Isaac now swings out, easy entry. Goofy's gone. Sobel still trying to work around this bomb site. Good for 1, good for 2. Could it be good for 3? Rusty's going to peek over. All too eager, however, to get aggressive is Sobel, and he's not able to find the kills as a result. The M4 also completely ineffective.
Yeah, saw the barrel of the AWP, so just trying to pre-fire, even get like a little bit of a on the edge wall bang. Would have been a nice addition to a clip if it ever came through, but even with that narrow glimpse, yeah, both I think GamerLegion, like you were mentioning, are kind of punishing in much the same way that Wisla were on their T side. So it's all about whether Wisla can save face and get those 4 rounds that are necessary. I was saying I was kind of hoping for a close game, not exactly the way I envisioned it. So much exploitation. Now we're going to play Snatchy almost quick lower pretty consistently, making sure that Vents wasn't pursued. Just making sure that they can't get down those secret steps. GamerLegion still take a cautious step. This is around the time I think GamerLegion would anticipate a bit of a change. Maybe they try and get aggressive towards lobby in the early round. Sorry, it was Spiro on the lower side. My mistake. So the AWP made assumptions.
Sorry, Michael. These things happen. We'll learn from
that's what that phrase was. That's what that phrase was made for. Me specifically. You assume you make an ass out of Yumi.
Ah, that is true. However, question is, can Wisla actually equalize this? Is very deep in the round without them having lost a player, and Snatchy had an opportunity to make it. Oh my God, Snatchy! What in the world did you just do there? Zero. He's gone. Oh it's a black hole. It swallowed him alive.
Hot damn. And it seems to have made all the difference. They're burning in Molotovs and they're shook.
That is insanity. I mean, we were getting a little bit riled up about the Deagle shot through the side of the hut on the A-bomb side. That is just a 1 in a million shot if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. And that to happen at 35 seconds in the round where GamerLegion are just about to set up for that late round execute, something that we know they love to do.
And right after he's missed an opportunity to get that first kill as well. Oh, Imma now is getting aggressive, but Snatchy is feeling it. He's been empowered by divine forces. through the wall, through the smoke. Through you. Oh, grenade as well. Not quite close enough to zero.
Oh, it's all about
bring
timing
him
lower
down.
sight. Just, oh god. Never mind. It's all on the minimap. Spiro seems to have turned in time. A little peripheral vision, maybe. They had that potential for another one of these B-side ends if that was the case. Snatchy, confident from the round prior. Oh, flicks a miss, and he's actually headed further out, so it's a freebie there for Isaac. Great little peek. Had a player behind him there to trade. If they went 1-for-1, that's about as much as Wisla would have asked for, but 1-for-none. GamerLegion have a way in.
Clock's ticking though. What is GamerLegion's plan going to be? How are they going to be exercising it over here? Sobol completely undetected. They know Sparrow's on the lower bomb side. But Sparrow himself is confused about which way to be peering into. And as Isaac makes his way down under 30 seconds, and players are ready to rotate. There's no one here to cut off the vent rotation from the CT side. And as Sparrow's going to just take a quick eye out, he could be poking an eye out as well. 20 seconds, the slightest bit of noise being made will lead to death and destruction. Question is, on whom will it be prevailing? Misses his shots and he's been run down. Molotov straight over as well. Rusty's going to be able to block them off on one side with the smoke over 5 seconds and the bomb is planted. It's late, but Zero's got another one. Back to a 2-on-3. Suddenly the advantage is gone, but Sobol will reclaim it. And so goofy. Rusty found out, and it's a chaotic round, but it's a quick retake nonetheless. Wisla regain the lead.
And they made small, correct decisions there on the side of GamerLegion, not letting the bomb planter be the low HP player, because that's one of the difficulties that they could have faced, is that the spam comes through. Ends up mattering as well. Isaac getting tagged, but not fully killed off, because Zero's the one that's on low HP. But so spread out were Wisla that it just comes down to who comes out on top on a lot of those duels, and with Goofy having some good success in that particular round, a massive saving grace there for Wisla, considering they put themselves in a 5-on-3 early. You know, if not for the overcommitment from Snatchy, maybe they don't get that opportunity towards that lower side in the first place without taking casualties. So that mistake almost goes a mile there for GamerLegion.
Oh,
Setting up for a flashlight.
Oh, Amos just moved out, but he doesn't quite find the opportunity. Jed covering, and Snatchy's here as well. Goofy's got Guardian Angels, baby. And they are very much protecting him, and very much protecting Wisla in their lead.
As well, the space denial. Rusty's just trying to reset with the rest of the squad. Okay, lobby, you know, the A site didn't quite work out. Maybe outside will be safer. No siree. Great reposition after the fact as well, making sure this can't be an easy trade for GamerLegion. Limited info to work off of in this round. I mean, this is looking like it could just be a 1-minute save call. What else do you do? I had to think as well, like, it seems weird to pin it on that one Hail Mary shot from Snatchy, but the fact that they're able to play this sort of late round situation that I said was one of these sort of win conditions for GamerLegion. It's, I think, categorically, especially throughout 2021, they did feel like a kind of an execute heavy team. Sure, they'd have like these flashes of, you know, Ime and maybe some Isaac highlights, right? But outside of that, they do have these late round plans, and when they're setting up for it, you know, they're getting tagged, like, oh, Snatchy's pushing, there's no way he recommits, and he didn't. Like, he didn't, and he still finds a kill. That has to rattle you. Then teammates, and then you're dying to your own Molotov as well afterwards. Like, things go catastrophically wrong, and now suddenly Wisla have righted the ship.
And to think that GamerLegion have been put into a position where you're now playing up against a Wisla that's looking so much more dynamic as well. They've completely changed up how aggressive they're willing to get. We've seen multiple ramp pushes from them. You know, that's one of the first times we've seen Sobol actually getting aggressive in the mid-round as well. They look rejuvenated at this point.
Time to put your thinking caps on for both squads. GamerLegion haven't really gone for any of these sort of fast change pace plays that we were kind of highlighting on the side of Wisla. Getting the man down to to mini so quick and having that fast progress with either SMGs or just barreling out of the hut. It's another style I don't think we've seen yet from this T side. And maybe that is the wrong call to make in all fairness. You know, they tried to go for that little pop flash play, but like you said, there were Guardian Angels, the players sitting in the rafters ready to go and playing anti-flash, so don't ever envy in-game leaders for being in positions like this.
That's a really fast set of smokes. Sparrow, however, is going to know exactly where they're going. However, it doesn't matter when the destination is into Goofy's head. Era is keeping an eye out for the late push to come in as well. Emma keeps... Oh, no, he's almost caught out. Isaac's there to cover him off at the very least. Second player making his way right down under. Heaven is a place for the dead. And that's exactly what those two players are.
It didn't feel like they really facilitated those peaks on the A bomb side. Isaac just goes in entries one, and then a lot of this utility sails out for GamerLegion. So great job from him to get that entry and just take space away on that bomb site, because Wisla actually didn't have a fast response as soon as he starts to make progress. These two AWPers were in differing positions. Spearer heard how good Ramp was treating Snatchy, so he wanted a piece of the action, only got his feet singed. It is as close as it gets. Saving these ults doesn't have the grandest of implications. It would mean some missed out utility for Wisla should they lose it, because they've been answering back in a fair number of these recent rounds. You can see that money buffer would have been enough to buy forward anyway.
We're die time though, Michael. You want to have everything for this one.
It's the danger of picking a map that I think many would have put GamerLegion as a pretty solid team on as well. It's one of the dangers we have throughout all the maps in the pool.
Look at how fast once again. This is what's been giving them success before, but Zero's been separated. Courtesy of that incendiary. They haven't put it out, but Zero with 2 quick kills. Making this one look easy, setting up for the equalizer, and Wisla, they've got no chance but to go for it, but they've got no players to go for it with.
Era gets the kill as well. It seems like overtime a colon. GamerLegion, these faster plays, Molotovs being missed, but it don't even matter. It's a GamerLegion overtime, and Wisla unable to close things out on that CT side. We'll see how overtime plays out.
Despite being down 11-4 at the end of the first half, GamerLegion are able to bring it right back, even though it did seem like the forces of Divinity were against them with a couple of the shots that were being hit. We're back into things, and let's see how overtime proceeds.
We did it all while never saying the word comeback the whole way through it, and GamerLegion sure as hell pulling it off. The creep down to lower, and Era just has a small little angle where Snatchy can't see him. So preoccupied thinking about stopping those players getting down secret, but Era had other plans. That's the type of nerdy stuff I expect to see from GamerLegion. They're playing with your emotions.
That's a really nice one-way as well. I think it's a one-way, yeah. There's a small gap towards the very edge of that smoke where Sparrow can actually peer down under and spot out a pixel. You have to jump over it to get away safely.
And it only exploits the person that's going to jump on the railing to see if they can get an extra elevation over those smokes. It's really cute.
Oh, no, I'm also talking about the smoke that they threw down in lower in front of Rusty people right now. But yeah, you're right about that one, absolutely. It's a very risky angle to be taken. Jetka, however, At this stage, a grenade could be doing some good damage. The T side are going to be tickled on their way down. Jedka, however, less so. 30 seconds on the clock. They need to make a move in soon.
Rusty's still waiting for rotates, but they ain't coming, and they may actually attempt to rotate themselves. A bomb site's feeling a little bit more exposed. Goofy's the only one that actually is left to defend it, and so now they make their move. GamerLegion, they have to clear this out. Goofy exposing his position, rattling off a couple of shots, but that's that bomb dropped and exposed. Finally, they'll be able to trade things out and get that bomb planted here on the side of GamerLegion, and they have vent control all the meanwhile. Only way back in is through this ramp flank.
Goofy giving away his position might have just ended up with that falling apart. Two players very low, so you can bring it back to a 2-on-2 very quickly, but their positions are not particularly exposed. Imma is good for the kill, and with that, Sobol tagged up as well. He's going to be caught out, but not brought down. The AWP unable to get the shot. Zero is forced to finish it off. Obviously, Goofy over there was just trying to make them second guess, trying to make them hesitate, but with the kind of clock that was ticking down, with the amount of time that was left in the round, there was no way that was going to be happening.
Yeah, best call they could have made as well there on the side of GamerLegion. Like, they had 3 players close to respond there for Wisla if it ends up on a B-side finish. It felt like Wisla had a firm read that it was going to be B, and instead they go upper.
Oh, there goes Snatchy. Again, Michael, GamerLegion have been incredible in finding that early 5 versus 4 basically every single time. Also, just to give them credit, it's almost always untraded.
Yeah. Not for lack of trying from Wisla as well. There's been a couple of times where we've seen them try, and it sort of leads into another pick for the GamerLegion side. So, wonder if that's led to Wisla not pursuing quite so far. I mean, this is one of the worst maps as well to find yourself a man down on CT sides. There's just so much territory, so many timings that could be exploited by Ts, especially with how lurky this game has been. See, they're getting ready to throw some utility over that A bomb site. Meanwhile, the brunt of GamerLegion are just clustered in the lobby. Someone's got to make a move here for Visual to get some information.
Sparrow's in the perfect position over here. Got to find him out. So what? Zero still gets the kill. He's prepared for it. Rusty as well. We'll just find Sobol. Okay.
Yeah.
That really looked like it should have gone Wisla's way.
That's the kind of trust you have to have in your teammate. Zero's just staring at his teammate's hips the whole time. He goes. Jedka, not fully cleared out. A little bit haphazardly there from Imma, but so much damage, and they know exactly where he is. So it only takes one more bullet. Goofy was left in charge of ramp, where GamerLegion didn't even end up going.
Michael, would you try to make the stare at my hips for that long? That is the question. Goofy, however, finds Zero. I'm sorry.
No.
That was just so funny. It's like Zero at his hips.
Those
That's
flashes
what
don't
they
even
trust
make
each
it.
other. Oh dear, Goofy. He's going to be unable to get anything overhead. Will just be brought down, and I guess better hip stater wins, Michael.
I just want you guys to contrast first round of that CT half for Wisla, and then second round of this overtime. We saw those same flashes being lined up for a pistol retake. This time, they are flubbed. Feeling like the shakiness has entered the minds of the Wisla side. This should have been a game they had in the bag.
Oh, Error has gone out. Goofy's got the advantage over here. One of the first 2 times we've seen them actually have a CT-sided advantage early. GamerLegion to try to change things up, get a little bit more aggressive on the individual default, and they are punished for it. Took them a while.
See if they can keep it at bay. Keep hold of that advantage. One of the more difficult things to do, especially with them, again, leaving so much open territory available here for GamerLegion. Only way to approach main would be with a shadow being exposed, would give Spiro an edge. So there's a lot of favorable fights being laid out here for Wisla, but GamerLegion are now grouping up to take this outside area. Snatchy's not going to have eyes, and a lot of good flashes here for GamerLegion to get their way down towards Secret. Only one will cross.
And who else would it be but Imma? 26 kills on him. He has slowly crept up to being just as relevant as we painted him out to be in the pre-game. The kind of freedom afforded to him, and he is very much making good use of it. But now they need to make it look very good because Goofy's found Zero. It's going to be a one-sided aggression coming in from Squeaky. Sobel's also down and lower, so they can't actually progress down too easily. And with the bomb being dropped, they're going to be delayed a while longer as well. Imma will trade at least for now, but with double peaks coming in, he has to cover off his teammate. Imma's going to be revealing his position with a quick tap, and second player making his way over, but the grenade's going to be dropping the first, and Snatchy's here to finish off the second as well. 16 secured, but the bomb's underneath the body, it won't matter. He'll find it. Thank God for that.
Yeah, that was not escaping him, not that easy. Man, the sharpshooting there from Imma, not only being able to get the kill on cover his teammate, but finding that trade, just a little bit more room. If GamerLegion spacing was, I mean, if Wisla spacing was just a little bit off, then things could have very easily sort of cascaded out of control in that position. It's hard to kind of pursue Dark when you've got an AWP in your hands. First half, I mean, already some of that success from regulation, these T-sides have been pretty dominant and pretty hard to beat.
Oh no, dude, this is insanity. GamerLegion, the way that they're able to get these 5v4s is annoying enough as it is, but they always have vents control. I don't know how they do it, Michael. They always have vents control. It seems like you just cannot rotate against this team. And you saw it earlier on in a different setting as well, where it seemed like they always had the late lurk control over a ramp to make sure that they had the quick box in for the ramp player who they left alive earlier on. That's when they're going for a vent dive or a secret hit. But either way, they're the ones in control every single time. But let's get back into overtime, because the second half still awaits, and we still have to see whether or not they have improved their CT side, which definitely was a little bit nice.
Like, they got the same rounds on CT side, but GamerLegion, I think, in the initial opening moments looked a little bit better. Like, there were more comprehensible holds, it felt like, from their CT starts. And I was saying, they kind of neglected that vents area all through regulation. Rusty jumping down.
Oh my God!
Wait, how has he got two? Just like that through the smoke?
Ask and you shall receive. Michael, Divine Favor is not one-sided, okay?
How?
Okay, he's got a third as well. On top of it all, Zero's really done with this game. He wants to end it here and now.
This is a round that cannot be repeated.
Quite literally. Goofy.
Oh.
I mean, Zero's just on his way for an ace as well. Sobel. I mean, at the very least, he's able to deny that, I suppose. But how much of a psychological advantage is it when you get dinked down in the process as well? Zero's on fire that round.
Yeah, this guy's done like 490 damage in that one round. And it's right at the turning point where we're, you know, it's been a long time since Wisla have had some winning ways on this T side, and they're hoping for a confident start. They get spammed straight through a smoke with no cues, no visual reference point there for Zero, aside from remembering where the red container is and where that cross is, visualizing. Man, that's a crazy round for him to have.
Okay. But 5v4s continue for GamerLegion, I suppose, and there might be a turn for more. Snatchy at least has got the awareness to keep an eye out for Rusty, as mobile as he was early in. Zero will keep things even as Era will once again go down and outside, but Jedka will make sure Zero's persistent efforts are punished.
If Isaac had made that rotate a little quicker, somehow gone there seconds earlier, could have potentially cut these players off from retreating. Sobel's now got his way into heaven, and that's a freebie. He may not expecting that long wrap and lurk play there from Wisla. Isaac once again moves in to siphon these players off from the site.
1-on-3, if he's able to pull this one off, that's going to be the big old psychological punch in the gut to Wisla before Mirage comes out. As they're peeking in, Jedka, baby. Yes, please. More of that on the menu. I'd love some.
We see some good shooting past few rounds. I mean, especially tail end of regulation. Ime had those nice little one taps and almost made the 1v2 work. Then Zero. Oh. I mean, he could feel the confidence brimming off him after having a 4 and almost an ace round into the second half of the overtime. He was just tapping away, and he was looking like Nico for a sec.
Nico looking pretty good these days, though, man. Like, wow, just a very quick note about Katowice. Damn, he looks good.
Yeah, man, he's... There was an argument about second, third. Nah, this guy right now is number 1.
Well, Im is number 1 on the server right now. 31 kills for him with Jedka's demise. He's gone above the 30 bomb era. Meanwhile, keeps an eye out, smokes them off as well. Solid positioning, but that smoke went way too deep, way too far.
And you talked about fence control for GamerLegion. I mean, it has been a tendency of these T sides to get down there and go unpunished. Again, it's just a spread out attack here for Wisla, and GamerLegion don't know where to look.
Oh, Snatchy misses out his opportunity. Isaac just bunny hopping his way down ramp. Brings it back to a doable situation, and with the exposure of the T-side players, maybe something here to be done. Snowball peaks out. He's got 2. 18-18. This is going to be another overtime. Why the hell not?
Yeah, man.
I still can't believe that 0 round, Michael. I still cannot believe that round from 0. That was the insanity, man.
You think about how they just lost those rounds as well. It looked like GamerLegion were almost like a lost, right? Zero is able to kill people without even seeing them. And that's the way they get that one round that they needed on that CT side to even force another overtime. So, I mean, you got to pat them on the back, but at the same time, what is going on with these CT sides right now? Losing outside control, not getting these rotates down fast enough. No one's really tried to go for like a stairs peek on that secret staircase to contest the red fight. We're not seeing flashes lined up as well to delay those players. It's really been a difficulty for both teams to control getting players down that ramp and sort of vents rotate so easily, where usually that's the safe haven, that's prime real estate for CT sides, but both are doing such a good job of getting there somehow undetected that there has to be some sort of incompetency or just an unaccounted factor that's happening so much on these CT sides that's allowing that play to just keep on coming through. When will we learn?
Oh no. That's a missed grenade.
Maybe 36 rounds of play is enough for those fixes to come through. Someone's got to win in the end.
It's more than a scrimmage. So, you know?
Yeah.
Oh. Goofy, in the meanwhile, is just Isaac. He knows that he's crossed over, and he's got the frag. Very nicely done over there from Goofy. Does, of course, end up going down low for it, but I think he's more than happy for that exchange.
Crazy as well, because he quick switches just as he's giving up that angle, almost a timing where Isaac completely catches him with his pants down. Still able to adjust in time. Delay tactics here for 0. Some util outside, making it more difficult for the smokes to be utilized. Another long distance molly. This time they are trying to contest from those secret steps, but Wisla are holding for it.
He's actually getting aggressive ahead. The flashbang is good, but not great. Jedka actually has a pop behind him, so he's there for the trade, and 0 as well is down. That could have been such a good flash play. And the problem with that one, Michael, it's not even like it's a complicated lineup or something. You just toss it over the building. Yeah.
And you could see, like, it accomplished its job. It got rid of one of the players at the very least there for Wisla. You know, he capitalizes on the low HP player, but it's target prioritization. Like, I don't think he saw the player that was close to him at those steps. Instead, trying to get the fully flashed Dorper. He gets the rifler. He's able to fall back pretty easily, it feels like. The one way back in for GamerLegion in that round just doesn't pan out. Wisla, I think, readable in this particular moment, but you might be able to read what they're doing. You still can't stop them. They've been tearing heads off all T-side halves and pumping bodies with big bullets.
You know, Michael, if you were alive in like the 90s in California, I would love to see what kind of rap lyrics you would come up with. We're pumping bodies with big bullets, baby.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend to be from the struggle.
Oh no, lots of run underneath him, but he's still good for 1, and Isaac's here to keep things steadily in their favor. Jedka, however, catches him out in a timing where he's looking away from a flash that doesn't exist, but Zero's flank sure as hell does. There's no fairy tale, and 0 is the villain. Coming through. Goofy in a 1-on-2, all alone. Bomb's gonna go down at the very least, and some information given up. Zero's making his way over. Goofy needs to make sure that these players are completely isolated, but he's been looking in another direction. And Zero will remind us exactly why this guy's the veteran of GamerLegion.
Yeah, and didn't keep to the same pathway that you would have anticipated. Yes, that killing towards lobby. You can hear Goofy running down those vents. What's the fastest way to get to that lower site from lobby? Down the vent, isn't it? So he's fully expecting maybe a decon or double doors play there from GamerLegion. Instead, Zero just wraps the complete distance round to ramp. And Goofy didn't expect it. We saw so many clutches for GamerLegion on their CT side. So many. One player survived, two. That's 3 out of 4 in regulation, and in the overtime, it matters even more. Rusty, shooting above the smoke, has a little bit of a gap as well, and you can see they're starting to prioritize this secret stairs fight, just to make sure they don't get free access down lower. Still gotten Sobol down the vent, so...
Yeah, well, Sobol's even found Rusty, so...
Never mind, I take it all back.
Yeah, Michael. You felt really smart for a bit, didn't you?
Just for a moment.
Sobol's even started tickling the toes of I am. Emma, dear God. It's just easier to say I am sometimes, Michael.
Yeah.
You know? Minute on the clock, Zero. That's the way to throw the smoke.
It's gonna bounce
That
off
one's
the
not
ledge.
going too deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta hit the door frame.
50 seconds. If they're funneling in onto the A bomb site, this could be really dangerous for them. You still have quite a few flashes available, but the question is, how deep is Imba going to peek? Because if he gets taken down early on, but he's got the quick swing out in time. Molotov making his way over to Hut, and Imma's backed off, but Isaac's gone in the process. Imma will not be peeking out for a little while, and Imma's going to be taken down as well, so the trades working heavily in the favor of GamerLegion. Zero, quick snipe out of it, but against 3, no. Not even Zero is going to pull that one off.
Yeah, really good timing there from Wisla. As soon as they had Sobol down towards lower, at some point or another, GamerLegion has to react. It seemed like they just chose to ignore him in that instance, but nobody was holding outside. Yeah. So at some point or another, those main players have to be worried about getting wrapped, as well as maybe utility or pressure coming in that A site. So they actually get caught in transition. You know, they're separating out. They're unable to trade off of one another and actually just isolate one of these fights before the site takes. So good read. And it seemed like GamerLegion were making some adaptations, man. Like, something we didn't see in regulation, we got to see finally in the overtime. But by that point, you know, there's misexecution on a couple of kills there from Ime. Then they just don't actually commit outside from Wisla in that particular moment. So it does seem as though those small seeds that they could have planted in regulation, those small errors of doubt to make it more difficult to get down the vents, someone has to at least put a body in front of Sobol in some capacity, because again, it is this rotation that they're exploiting so frequently, and they are losing a player almost every time someone gets lower. And this isn't an isolated issue. It's not just one team. Usually it is. It's both of them.
They're not expecting him either. Snatch is at least good for the trade, but the trades are going to keep on even. Goofy's still alive, in the smoke, and he's got a sloppy fight, but one that he's still limped out of. Zero, can't say the same about him.
Oh, and Era's gone as well. He's trying to hold on to some space on that A-bomb site. No avail. Rusty can be sneaky about this. Does have that bomb on his back, but bad timing. Sobol gets there just on the crack peak angle, and Rusty's turned the other way. Seeming like Wisla may have done enough. Getting the half that we expect, I think, from these T sides so far this game. And starting things off nice, and it's a nice little team win. You know, it's not Zero pulling off heroics like GamerLegion had in that first CT half they had. I'm sorry, Wisla dotting all the I's. I can see why the Observer wanted to glue himself to Sobol. He has been a bit of a sacrificial lamb, but this lamb has been equipped with chainsaws.
Wait, so we gave the livestock guns first, now they get chainsaws? What the hell is this, Michael?
Yeah, these
Because of irresponsible slaughterhouse tactics. I didn't know Animal Farm was coming live.
It's in a safe farm.
Sparrow, oh, nade out. He might have been noticed by Imma, but Imma doesn't want to reveal his position. Spraying out with the AK is always a bit more risk than reward in that regards, but he's come around the back. Imma's got a freebie, and he knows it, but he can't line it up. It's Sparrow who's actually moved right back. Imma's trying to find as much space as humanly possible, but as he's retreating, Sparrow might have a chance over here. Imma, however, will need to activate, and soon.
This is perfect.
He chooses not to get the kill, but the question is, are Wisla going to randomly check him out over here? He's again just holding it. He's holding it. He's it all the way, Imma. The utmost example of trigger discipline, picture perfect in a textbook.
Man, he could not have played that any better, and there's still a fighting chance here for Wisla on the re-aggression. The retake is still active. Overtime, you gotta fight for every single round, even though that's been a devastating start. Imma, 4 kills in this round, but none more important than those 2 that they get on the bomb site, because he doesn't take the shot.
Beautiful. That is just marvelous. And the amount of temptation, Michael, you know, from the very start, even when he hears that grenade being thrown from right next to him, you know, a lot of players would just spray down through the smoke maybe. But he cheats all the way past that. Again, temptation in his feet. Oh, there's a player right here. What if he just goes into credit card? What am I going to do then? No, goes all the way.
Magnificent stuff. We've seen some big rounds from these GamerLegion players. A lot of it has been spurred off of some of the individuality, but it's really the playstyle that's helped create these opportunities. So much conditioning in some of these previous rounds. Wisla have been very proactive towards the lower side, as we would expect. Snatch is already there with the AWP, and a pretty committed angle. Hard one to duck out of.
Just noticed that Imma's got 39 kills as well.
Oh, yeah.
This comes out, Snatchy adjusts, and there's a freebie for Wisla. Remember, they're still on map point, so it's not like they couldn't just be having issues. Imma, however, 39 might be good to return to the big 4. Oh, Isaac, however, has found Goofy in the upper bomb site, and Snatchy's on to make a move. Question is, where is he headed, though? Because Sobel and company, well, they need to make a move as well. Such a heavy concentration from the CTs, but the bomb's been dropped and the call's been made. Zero spotted out in his back, but not able to get the kill till later on, and Imma's already found one. Chicken has to keep a hold of this. Oh, he's got it as well. Sobel spots up the player in mini. Good damage, and Imma's gone. The raid boss is down, and with Era all alone, a 1-on-2. He's got the first, and Sobel's far away, so the bomb can be planted. But Era with the Molotov to heaven hasn't got the read, and with 10 seconds, he's got to be on the move. Sobel will not be able to prevent the bomb plant. But what's on Era's mind over here? He's scoped in, he's hard scoping forward, he's expecting Sobel to be looking to make a move, he is agitating, he is writhing in his seat right now. It is a game of chicken.
Patience.
And only one of them has wings. Sobel! What a timing to catch, what a perfect moment for him, and what a way to take it to 22. We're off to a break. When we're back, we're here to break this all down as well. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.